Peace to you, and welcome to Rasta's Realities, where the topic varies. On this channel, I'm going to hit highs and I'm going to get low. No lies will be told. Now let's start the show. Like, share, subscribe. My mission is to be that guiding light. And we're back with another episode of Rasta's Realities. I am your host, Rasta Kilbomani. Like, share, subscribe. All comments go down below, as you, the watcher and the listener, are a part of my channel. Welcome back to another episode, and in this episode, I will be talking about dating disasters. Bum bum bum. So this was in the early 2000s here in the city of Chicago with a very attractive single mother. In the beginning, we seemed compatible, but as we began to do the whole 20 questions sessions, firing back and forth at each other, the real her started to come out, of which I appreciated, because I appreciate when things come out ahead of time versus, later on where I am not prepared. So already this was going kind of well. It was going kind of well because, as I stated, some red flags came out in the beginning. And one of the red flags was that she admitted, without me asking, to not smoking Mary Jane, reefer, bud any longer. And I asked her why, and she replied because she was hollering and screaming at her daughter, which I found that very admirable. So a lot of time go by. A lot of sexual tension starts to build up. You know what I'm talking about. You talking with somebody, and some way, somehow, you both are firing questions and innuendos and woulda, coulda, shouldas, and that tension builds up, and there's there come a time when you must release that tension. The pressure bust pipes. But I digress. So, moving forward, I set multiple dates where we would meet in a public place, talk some more ish, shoot more questions off, talk about goals, dreams, ambitions, etc., family life, the whole nine. I set up 4 meetings, 4 different places. She flaked on all of them. Not only did she flake on all of them, she didn't even have the decency to call, inform, send me an email, a carrier pigeon, something, a message in a bottle that she wasn't going to be able to make it. That was probably round 2 of the red flags. Round 1 of the red flags was her admission of not smoking pot anymore. And you'll understand why the first red flag of admitting to stop smoking pot is so relevant to the story. Much later. Hold your horses. So now, after all the flaking and the non-communicating, I can tell that she was becoming frustrated. And it turns out that frustration was sexual frustration because she wanted to do things with me, yet she wasn't able to follow through for us to get to that point. So just one day at the Clear Blue, we're talking on the phone, and I'm gaming at the same time because I'm a game head. I can't help it. Xbox and all that good stuff. And she makes a remark about seeing me um, outside of work. So when I say outside of work, I mean we didn't work in the same place, but we worked in the same area. So we will see each other and bump into each other on a regular basis. And obviously, the sexual tension built from the conversations that we had, and I guess from the flaking, from her flaking, I'm just assuming that she was ready to how you say bust down, for lack of a better term. Give me the P sleeve. You know the P sleeve? You know the sleeve that we put our P in? P sleeve? Anyway, shout out to my man, Coach Greg Adams, for that one. He came up with the term P sleeve. But I digress. So now I'm gaming, we're talking, and she just makes some remark. When we want to see each other outside of work, I say, okay, you can already flaked on me 4 times. Um, and that, due to her flaking, I said, you know what? Since you seem as if you want to be around me or be with me, and you asked me that question, so I immediately said right now, and I meant right now, and I can tell that I caught off guard when I said right now. And I said I'm going to hop in. I'm about to hop into, and I'm gonna call you when I'm on the en route. On the train. She finally got over the shock of me agreeing when she probably thought I wasn't going to agree because she was bullshitting from the beginning. So now I hit the shower, I get out, I got my smell goods on, I'm fresh, dressed, down from head to toe. And as I'm getting ready to leave out the door, I noticed that I missed a call. So I call her back as I'm headed towards the train. And she's like, well, why didn't you call me when you got out the shower? Now at this point I'm baffled, like, because I didn't agree, and we didn't talk about me calling you, you know, with me fresh out of the shower. And besides that fact, um, who gets out of the shower and grabs a phone? Well, maybe millennials do that. I'm from the old school. We don't get out of showers and grab phones. We don't do everything with a damn phone. Um, so I found that kind of odd that she would ask that. Well, couldn't find out the reason why she was asking that is because earlier in the conversation, she agreed to take her daughter to the father's house while I was showering and getting ready to come from the north side to the south side. And she hadn't done that yet. So already, this was going sideways. You know, another time where she agreed to something and didn't have any follow through. Which all of them told me that this wasn't the one. This wasn't a person that I would like to associate myself with on a long-term basis. I'm pretty sure you know what I mean. So I get on the train. I get over there. I inform her that I'm there in her area. She swoops up in the vehicle, and lo and behold, the daughter's in the vehicle. She still hadn't taken it yet. I had showered, pressed my clothes, walked to the train, got on the train, rode the train from the north side to the south side, and she still hadn't done what she was supposed to be doing. So she's like, I'm going to drop you off here at the lakefront, and I'm going to take my daughter to her father, and then I'll join you very soon. Well, that very soon turned it was what, 3, 4 hours later when she finally returned. So in that time that I'm waiting for her, because I was at the lakefront and because I grew up in that particular area, I just basically laid in the grass, fresh dressed and all, and watched the sky and enjoyed the ambiance of the lakefront. I mean, because that's just who I am. I like to enjoy nature and any and everything around it. So she finally shows up 3 or 4 hours later. So I didn't want to spoil the moment, grilling her. Why are you late? What took you so long? What's going on with you? I said, you know what? She's finally here. Let me just sit down and enjoy her company. Cool. She wants to go over by the rocks. The big old huge rocks that's off to the left or off to the right. Basically a secluded area of the lakefront here in Chicago. And I found that. I thought, that's cool. We can go chill on the outside of the outskirts of the lakefront area and things of that nature. Well, come to find out, she wanted to go to the rocks for a specific reason, and it wasn't a reason that I thought she wanted to go to the rocks. And the reason why she wanted to go to the rocks is because she went inside of her purse, she pulled out a Newport box. Now keep in mind, we already discussed all these things about no smoking. And she had already volunteered information that she didn't smoke anything. And she stopped smoking the bud. But when she pulled out the Newport box, it kind of threw me. Like, what are you doing in a Newport box? I thought you didn't smoke. And she opens the box and pulls out this curly fry looking ass blunt. Yeah, of Mary Jane. The same Mary Jane that she doesn't smoke. Same information that she volunteered. I mean, who lies? Who volunteers information and then lies about it? I'll tell you. A screwed up individual. That's who does that. So she pulls out this blunt look like a damn curly fry. And then she begins to search in her purse. And now I can tell she's getting physically agitated. The face is frowning up. The shoulders, her shoulders kind of tensed up. And she's getting stressed. And she's searching this purse. I'm thinking, man, what are you doing? So I asked, what are you doing? She said, I know. She said, not quote, I know I got a lighter in here someplace. I was floored. I was floored at that point because, again, I'm like, not only did you volunteer information that was false, Not only are you a bud smoker, you're a poop butt bud smoker. Because only a poop butt walks around talking about things that they smoke or don't smoke and don't have the materials to do what it is that you like to do. That's a poop butt to me. That's like a dope head, you know, got a crack rock to smoke and no pipe and no lighter. Peanut butter with no jelly. I mean, just no opposites. It's just like, wow. So at this point, I'm like, wow. And so now she's upset because she can't smoke her dope because she's a poop butt smoker and a liar, might I add. Um, so then, yeah, we end up just, having some slices of pizza and going our separate ways. But the story doesn't end there. There is another instance where I had some free movie passes. And I invited her. And once again, she agreed. I gave her the specifics of the location, the time, and all stipulations that were associated with it. And one of the stipulations that was associated with it was that we had to be downtown by 1 p.m. The show started at 2 p.m., but we had to be checked in by 1 p.m. Not only did I tell her this vocally, I also texted to her, and I even screenshotted the email and circled the bold writing in red that said we had to be downtown and checked in by 1 p.m. And she acted like she understood. I'm like, cool, this may be better than the last time that we spent time together. Wrong, wrong, and wrong. How wrong was I? So here it is, 15, 20 minutes after 1 o'clock, and she shows up. At this point, we're already late. It took us another 10, 15 minutes to walk from our meeting place to the movie theater. So now it's about 1:30, 1:45. It's almost 2 o'clock now. We finally get there, and it's probably 3 or 4 minutes after 2. They won't let us in. Now I'm upset, but I didn't allow it to show that I was upset. Basically internalizing it. So I look around. Bam, there's a bowling alley. There's a game room in the same vicinity. Screw it. Let's go bowling or play some video games. She chose video games. That's what we went and did. I got the video card to play the games. We play a few games. And while we're playing the games, the whole time she's constantly checking on her phone. Checking on the phone. So I became agitated at the fact that every time we were doing something, she was looking at her damn phone. Looking at her phone, looking at her phone, looking at her phone. What the fuck are you doing? She makes an excuse, oh, my daughter's father keeps calling me, blah, blah, blah. So then I asked her, I said, well, is this the only child that he has? She says, no, he has older children as well. So I said, well, if he already has children and he's already used to having these children around him. Why is he calling you as if you don't know what he's doing? So that again was the final. That was the straw. That was the straw. The back of the camel has snapped in 19 places. So now I peel off from her, and now I'm gaming on my own. I'm Instead of doing games with her, I'm going to different games that now I want to play. And every time that I would look over at her, now she's on the phone, literally talking on the phone. And then I observed her another time where it looked like she was recording the ambiance, you know, kind of like what the Instagram thoughts do. They record everything around them, they record themselves, but they never record the guy around them because they don't want to spoil the chances with all the other beta male orbiters that's around her. I understand the game. Don't like it, but I understand it. So now at this point, I'm damn near tired and ready to leave. I spot her at the bar once again on the phone. I walk up to her. She gets off the phone as soon as I walk up to her. Then she looks me in my face and says, "You're not going to buy me a drink?" When I tell you the look that I gave her when I killed 15 men, I was like, "What? Buy you a drink?" Yeah, I'll buy you a drink. Because, to be quite honest, that was part of the evening's festivities anyway, us having a drink. So it was within the budget. Even though I wasn't having a good time, it was part of it, and fair is fair. I'm fair. Even if others are unfair to me, I'm still fair. Don't mean I'm gonna stick around and take the nonsense from you, but I'm still fair. So I signal over the bartender, give her a glass of Pinot Noir. Nothing for me. I pay the tab, tip included. Now, the bar is in the back of the gaming store, of the video game place. And the door, you can see the door from the bar area. So after I bought her a drink, I made sure that I took my time and walked out the door and down the escalator and I got on the bus. That is correct. I left there. Okay? By her damn self. Her and her phone. And her drink. 15, 20 minutes later, I'm getting phone call after phone call and text message after text message. Where are you? What are we doing? Blah, 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 blah. No response. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. So, fellas, a cautionary tale. Anytime you start to see red flags, red banners, steer clear. Steer clear. Save yourself some money, time, and frustration, and steer clear of disaster dates. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Put those comments down below as you, the watcher and the listener, are a part of this channel. Peace.